Good day, folks. Welcome back. Pushing the Potters, number 28. You were last with us for the comfortable Champions League victory, as it turned out, against Celtic. You see that there, 3-0 win, as you will recall, all done in the first half. It didn't seem that way, although it should and quite possibly... No, could and should, not should and could and should have definitely been more. Since then, what have we done? We played away at Southampton and won 4-2. Had to come from behind twice, but eventually took the game away from them, although it was late doors. You see that 87th minute and 91st from Tommy Lamar made the game safe. And then a fantastic 3-0 win. It turned out to be a real six-pointer home win over Manchester City. You can see that we have built a decent lead at this stage. 3 games to play, 5-point lead. Huge goal difference advantage over Manchester City, a little bit less so against Manchester United, but you'd probably say they're out of it, haven't owned the opportunity to get 6 points. But it's important that we do carry on with our league form, although I think we might win the league. Got to be honest, I think we'll beat Norwich and I think we'll beat Palace regardless of what we do at the Arsenal. But what I did want to show you was the Southampton game. You'll see that 30,000 attendance. If I just show you perhaps Mbula's goal, you can see, let's pause. I'm not really interested in the goal. You will see the goal. But you can see there, top of your screen, right side of your screen, Southampton have got 2 stands under construction. It begs the question, where are all the fans? Obviously, they've got this corner. I've figured out that's the home corner. That top right corner there, that's Southampton fans. Our fans are in the block behind the other goal. So you can see there, they've actually not just got 2 major stands under construction. They've got 3. So pretty much the entirety of the Southampton St Mary's Stadium, which, let's be honest, is pretty new, is under construction. And all they've got left is these 2 corners. If we try and flip it, you can see that there's our fans, and then again Southampton fans are in the corner. You can see there's our fans wearing blue. But basically all Southampton have got is 4 corners. And given that we took 2,700 fans, it begs the question, how are they fitting 25,000 fans into 4 corners of a stadium? This is going to be massive when it's filled. In fact, let's see how much that's reduced their capacity by. I'm getting far too into this. They're not even my club. But let's have a look at facilities. Currently reduced by 1,625. Is it? I would suspect that that's fairly significantly reduced. I'd go more in the region of about 25,000 reduction. Anyway, we've got Roma. Mighty Roma. The Romans are coming. So who have we got? We've got Butland, Trippier, Little John. Big John picked up an injury against Manchester City. He had to go off with a calf strain. So he's missing today. Big old Ryan Shawcross comes in alongside Little John. Tellers left back, Allen and Mbula in the middle, Berardi right side, Lamar and Vlasic complete the attacking midfield with Milik up front. Benches as expected, Ariola, Weiser, Borthwick, Jackson, Asasibar, Verlinden, Sigurdsson and Dembele, who has led to score in about 500 games. So fingers crossed today we can do the business. And as the teams come out then, it really is a case that, you can see there, that's a proper stadium. Anyway, it really is the case that we need to put a marker down today, because that away leg, second leg, anything can happen. So it's important that we do take our chances if we do get them in this game. I mean, this could be as far as we go, but I would hope that we can at least demonstrate our abilities against a side like Roma. They're not all conquerors in the Italian league, and, well, we're champions in the Premier League. Hopefully. I'll cut that out if it doesn't happen. So very little occurring then. It takes to the 27th minute before the first chance of any real quality. Ellison's goal kick finds Milik, who loses out to Ponk, who loses out. Lots of space. Berardi surely does score. What happened there? It seemed to be it could have been any one of about 3 Stoke forwards, but the ball just found its way nicely to him. And Berardi, you trust him. Ponk goes down a blind alley. Vlasic knows that the defence is at 6s and 7s. Maybe Ponk came from there, and Berardi just sort of toes it in. Keeper, I don't want to say he's sort of gone down. Maybe he's got a delay on his feed, but he sort of stamped at the ball there after the goal had already gone in. Anyway, Lamar over a free kick. Off the bar, Vlasic toes in the rebound. 2-0 semi-final. It's looking good, isn't it? Oh, we better be booking some tickets. Get those flights booked, boys. We're off to wherever the final is this year. We'll find out that later, but I don't want to... It was a deflected free kick onto the crossbar. No one's picking up Vlasic for the rebound. Keeper's nowhere. And he didn't do the stamp this time, but he just looks sadly down at his toes. Lamar over another free kick. He doesn't hit the bar this time. He hits the back of the net. I said we wanted to put down a marker in this first leg, and put down a marker. Indeed we are. 3-0 up. It's hard to look past us at this stage. You can see there, no need for the crossbar, no need for Vlasic's rebound. Lamar just rifles it into the top of the net and runs away to the adulation of the Stoke crowd. And Roma, indeed, happy to survive right now. Lamar over another free kick this time. Crosses, Shawcross heads on. Little John heads in. It's 4-0 before half-time. If we throw this away, indeed, if we throw this and the Premier League away, I'm going to be furious with life. But you can see Lamar there, left-footed, crossed in. Shawcross gets the flick on over the goalkeeper who's launched himself, and Little John almost contrived to miss that attempt, but fortunately it finds its way into the side netting when you feel he could have just sort of chested it in. No problem. Anyway, straight from kick-off, can Roma get a bit of a recovery? An away goal would obviously dampen our spirits somewhat. Long ball forward, headed back away though. Space here for Vlasic, he picks it up, and this is the problem for Roma. They're allowing our front players far too much time and space. Milik now left side, but Paredes comes across nicely. Salah looks for Dzeko, loses out though, but headed across, and Salah picks it back up. He's streaking towards goal. It's going to be a long-ranged effort, no real distance, rather no more trouble. Too far out for Butland to have any problems. Could watch it all the way into his gloves. No problems. That's the only thing they've done today, and that's a great first half, or first quarter of this Champions League semi-final, and we can be very, very pleased. 4-0 to the good. Let's get out for that second half. So 53rd minute in Bula. Looks like they're trying to get a bit tighter, but obviously fitness will start to play. And the goalkeeper almost messed that up. He tipped one of the crosses that hit the post, and the keeper was sort of fumbling around to try and grab it. Didn't get there in the end. That's the only thing we've seen so far. We'll take Allen off. We'll get a Sassy Bar on, just to ensure that Allen does not be dismissed. Is not dismissed. A free kick this time for Roma. It's sort of an identical issue or highlight to our fourth goal, but fortunately they hit the post and we survived without any detriment to our fantastic scoreline as it stands. And let's get Sigurdsson on. Let's take Vlasic off. And at this stage, I think we might switch up to counter system. Just Roma, I think they're looking to try and exert a bit more pressure on the ball, and we don't want to get into a really. They could score a couple, and then that would become a problem. Scoring 2 away goals. I think we'll get Borthwick on for Weiser. Alex Telles. Just making up players. I mean, they can switch places on the bench if they want. I don't really mind that, the positions they sit on the bench. And as we inch our way towards this final whistle, nothing really has happened in this second half. So, Celtic? I've got them on the brain. Roma have shut up shop. They're happy with a 4-0 defeat, and we're quite happy to take a 4-0 win to the Olympic. And you'll be back for us just in time for that Roma game. It's a 4-0 home, or 4-0 home win, first leg win. It's hard to look past us. I think the problem Roma have got is, much like Schalke, they've got a lot of good players, but they're quite sluggish players. So we can exploit, obviously, our youth, our pace, our exuberance, and really push on. That's a great win. That's how you want to win a first leg, in style. So join me again in just a few minutes for that second leg, and hopefully we can book our place at the Champions League final, which this year is at the Amsterdam Arena. No wonder Ajax are doing so well this year. All right then, folks, so we're up to the second leg. We had that league game against Arsenal. Really disappointing. They scored 3 weird goals, I've got to be honest. The first one was a deflected header. It was a cross that was sort of just hit one of our players on the head, and the goalkeeper, Butland, couldn't keep it out. Don't know how. And then Danny Welbeck scored. It was a header back from Tripp. You can see there he got a 6.1. He headed the ball back from the halfway line. I don't know how he thought it would carry, but the ball just got stuck in no man's land for about a minute, and then Welbeck just strolled onto it and slotted home. And then in the winning goal as well, Chamberlain in the last minute, there was a huge deflection on a clearance that just fell nicely stayed in, but just landed on the touchline, and they were able to recycle the ball and cross over for tiny Oxlade-Chamberlain to get above his marker and head home beyond us, all the while that we hit the crossbar and we're well in control of the game. Never mind, we're still top of the league. That's the important thing. 2 games to go, including a home game. 6 points to play for, 2 points clear, 3 points clear of Man United. So I think we will achieve glory there, fingers crossed. But the important thing is today is Champions League progression. Couple of injuries, still Big John's out. Dembele is out for the rest of the season. He picked up strained knee ligaments, so he's out to the end of the campaign. And Borthwick Jackson also hernia, keeping him out for 4 weeks, already into May, so he won't play. He won't feature anymore this season. Does mean that Tyrese Campbell makes his way onto the bench. Shawcross continues at centre half, and Chalobah may get involved as the only fit and available centre half cover we now have. So, fingers crossed, we have a 4-0 win, a 4-0 buffer, essentially. It's important that we don't get carried away and lose. We should be able to just see out this game against what I think is a useful Roma side. Very experienced, very good quality in a lot of areas, a lot of regards. And if they do build up a head of steam, you'd certainly say they can take the game away from us. But then again, we've got a lot of quality. I've decided to place Sigurdsson on the left side. I just think his experience is going to be key. Lamar, game over. It's 3 minutes. If we concede 6, then really we don't deserve to be even in the Champions League at this point. Lamar took a great. He had some good free kicks in that first leg. He had another good one at Arsenal, but hit the crossbar again, and he's just followed that up with another goal. So he seems to hit the bar, score, hit the bar, score. So his next one will hit the bar. Then hopefully his next winner will come in the final. Incidentally, Ajax did win their first leg against Liverpool, but did lose 4-0 in the reverse leg at Anfield, so they're out. They won't get to feature in their home. Ooh, that was a good one. They're in their home stadium for the final of the Champions League. So sad times for them. But it is Liverpool awaiting. A good side, but a team that I think we could beat. So it's hopefully this Champions League is going to be Stoke Liverpool, an all English final. I never thought I'd hear the words. Anyway, Trippier picks up the ball deep. Finds Berardi right side, skips past his man, crosses, Imbula on the edge of the area, hits the crossbar. We've hit the bar more than we've scored today, and it's frustrating. But again, we're just seeing out a game. I'd be interested to see the attendance, whether it'll be lower or higher than that Southampton one. I mean, it looks like a bigger stadium. You expect the Olympico to be quite full, although they are 4/5-0 down at this point. So half-time then, the third quarter of the game is over. I think we can be quite pleased. It's nigh on impossible for us to throw away what is now a 5 or 6 goal lead. Second half to go. Let's bring it in and book our final place in Amsterdam. One of the keys for us, though, is going to be making sure that Lamar is available, so we certainly don't want him to be sent off, so let's get Vlasic on and move Sigurdsson over. Lamar's going to be key. He's turned into a world-class midfielder, if he wasn't already, since he joined us from Monaco. We're going to make a sub then. Milik replaced by Tyrese Campbell, just to give him a bit of a run out. The game is over, as I say. Can they get a bit of... They can get a consolation. 15 minutes to play. He picks up the ball. Fair play to him. I can't see it. Can you? They need to score another 5 just to take this to... In fact, that wouldn't do it. Oh, they would still lose. No, they wouldn't. I can't count. Another 4 just to... And they still lose. So they need to score 5 to win, basically. See there, Shawcross. Sigurdsson... It's a 2 free kicks. 3 kick specialist, Sigurdsson and Lamar. You're always going to have a chance. 2-0. Game really is out of sight now. Let's see if we can make some changes. Walker Peters comes on. And who else should we rest? We'll bring on Asasibar. I want to bring on Asasibar. I cannot. Forgetting I'd already made 2. We only bought 500 fans. I suppose that might be the maximum allowed by the authorities. Headed across, Shirari heads wide, and that will be the last action of Roma in the Champions League this campaign. Stoke triumph, make their way to a final. Amsterdam, Liverpool await a true tie. I didn't expect it at all. I think we've caught the Champions League on an off year. I think if we'd have been playing teams of the higher qualities of Barcelona, Real Madrid, Paris's, as we did last year, we'd probably be struggling a little bit more than we are, but these are teams that we can beat, and indeed Liverpool are a team we can beat. You can see in the Premier League, they're down in 9th. They've lost 13 times this season, interestingly not to us, so that's going to be an interesting one-off encounter. You see there, they completely faltered in that first leg, but away, back at home, they completely demolished Ajax. So, yep, fingers crossed then we can do the damage against them. Fingers crossed we cannot miss a stride. I think what we'll do is we will come back. It's intense now. This will well and truly be the run-in. We've set it nicely up now. That defeat to Arsenal, frustrating, but it almost makes it a bit more exciting. And yeah, so what we'll do is we'll come back and we'll show you every game, give you the details, and hopefully we can lift some silverware and get some bus tours arranged. Alright, so thank you very much for watching. Please do follow me at Knock It Wide. Like the video if you've enjoyed and subscribe for more. I'll see you again very, very soon. Goodbye.